So do we think that blow off top and altcoin season is finally coming and everything that Pablo has spoken about is being vindicated? Have you seen how bad the US jobs are lately, right? We don't want it to be too bad because today it came out to be shockingly bad. Like they were expecting like 80,000 jobs to be created, non-farm payrolls, only 22,000 came in. It was shockingly bad. Let me get straight to the point. What does this mean? Well, let me show you what this means. Basically, look at the Fed. A week ago, right? The probability of no rate cut was 13%. One rate cut was 86%. Today, probability of one rate cut is 89%, 90%. You're like, oh, Pablo, nothing's changed. Nothing has changed. Well, boom, bro. There's no probability anymore for zero rate cuts or for the Fed holding. And there's 10% chance of 2 rate cuts. What they mean is 50%, 50 percentage points, right? By September 17 from memory. Let's see. September 17, right? And you remember last time they had a shockingly bad jobs revision. What was Pablo calling for? I said, let's do an emergency rate cut. Emergency rate cut right now. Yeah, I get it. I said, yeah, it would freak out the markets. But I don't think the Fed has a choice. If you slow down on this is your last chance. If you're too slow to do this, I think you're going to crash the US economy. And unfortunately, that's how history plays out, right? What Pablo has been calling for all this time. Pay attention now. Pay attention. We're inside the final quarter now. This is the Super Bowl and we're inside the final quarter now. This is the NBA Game 7 playoffs, right? Major League Baseball, and we're in the final stretch now, final inning. Because what I've been calling for is a blow off top, right? We've made new all-time highs. When we're below new all-time highs, people are like, oh, you what happened to blow off top? I'm like, for a blow off top, you have to make a new all-time high. So it's a top, right? And then needs to go up steeply and then crash down. That's what a blow off top is. Most people don't even bother Googling the definition, look at a few charts of what a blow off top is, and they make stupid comments. Anyways, so I just want to show you guys this. Look, October, so the next month. Now the probability of Fed holding the rate cut, holding is 0. 1 rate cut by then, 23% chance, small probability. 71% chance we'll get 2 rate cuts and 6% chance we'll get 3 rate cuts by then, meaning somewhere in there's a 50-point rate cut. And by end of year, there's another rate meeting in December, only 2% probability of 1 rate cut, 27% chance of 2 rate cuts, and 65% or 2/3 chance of 3 rate cuts, meaning 25 basis points cut pretty much each meeting, with a 5.6% chance that there's going to be 100 basis point rate cut or 4 rate cuts by then. So this is what I've been speaking about all along, right? And also saying that it's coming exactly at the exact time we wanted to. Like I've been saying, I think Bitcoin tops September to November. We're September the 5th right now, right? Friday, US afternoon time, and September to November. In the next 2 months, I think Bitcoin tops. And then 2 to 4 weeks after that, altcoins top. That's the so-called after Bitcoin top, you actually have the altcoin season. Usually that's how it goes, but maybe people front run it and dump altcoins before we get there. Let's see. I'll keep you guys updated. And then you have Nasdaq and SP 500 top as well. And people are wondering, why, Pablo? Why does this happen? Why would the market top if the Fed is cutting interest rates? And by the way, I predict the Fed is going to end QT at the next meeting, September. If not at the latest October, they must end QT. And also, since we're looking at the Bitcoin chart, in my very last 2 or 3 videos, where did I say Bitcoin was going to reject? As soon as it popped up here, I said, look, we're going to hit this level because this is at the top of this channel, this 113.6 area, and we reject. And so far, that's what we're playing out. Like if you're a short-term futures trader or scalper, that's what we're looking out for. But how is this US job situation going to play out with the Federal Reserve rate cuts and with Bitcoin and stocks? Before we answer that question, first let's answer the question of which crypto exchange does Pablo Heman use? Well, Pablo uses exchange that's non-KYC. That means you don't need to show any ID. That means even the exchange can't see you. That means the IRS can't see you. The tax office can't see you. FBI, CIA, nobody can see you, right? Total privacy. That's why I made this deal with them, the Pablo deal, for a weekly, not monthly, weekly prize pool of up to $25,000, right? So basically, just by trading, went up to $2,000, $4,000, $8,000, $15,000, or even $25,000 just by trading, just by being the top 60 of the trading volume, just by trading volume, or top 10 of trading P&L or profit and loss, right? So basically, and this is not even an exchange-wide competition. This is just basically for Pablo's followers who click on this link, right? So it's not for even for everybody. Okay, so limited time only, folks. This deal finishes on September the 12th. And if you're watching this on YouTube, then the link is in the description below. The link is in the description below. But if you're watching on any other platform, such as this one or whatever, click on my profile page and there's my link tree or Stan link. And it should be the first deal that pops up because this is a great deal. Okay, let's get back to the markets, folks. But keep in mind, this deal is only available on the Pablo Heman link, only on the Pablo link. So with Bitcoin, right now, it's hit that exact spot and wicked back. I think, look, and the problem is this. Looking at the SPY, it's looking a little dicey. Before, I think this weekend, I was expecting some sort of wick through here, right? Through this key support at 107.3, wick through and then bounce. Now it looks like with such good news, we may not get there. But you know what? For this weekend, I think it is possible we take some sort of downward test. I think it'll be the last chance we get for a downward test before we go up. Why would we go up from here? I literally said this in my very last video. In my Thursday video, Thursday, September the 4th, in that video, I literally said, guys, look at this. Look at this, right? I didn't pull out this chart, but what I said was by next Tuesday or Wednesday, right, which is around, I think, September 10th-ish area, the US BLS, Bureau of Labor Statistics, or as I like to call them, Bureau of BS, right? Because they keep on giving you these fake figures, is going to do actual revisions, right? Revisions of where US jobs actually go. Like, look at this. Since 2012, their actual revisions is basically down 250,000, down 600,000, and now they're predicting down up to 950K jobs, right? So basically means like up to 1 million jobs. Or fake. They estimate that the Bureau of Labor Statistics tell us all these important numbers, non-farm payrolls, and then after every month they adjust it down, right? And now they're in about, I think next Tuesday or Wednesday, they're gonna basically do a downward revision once again of the entire 12-month period up to March 2025, right? That's how slow they are. That's why the Fed is bound to screw up, because they're still revising numbers from 18 months ago. Imagine driving and looking in the rear mirror, right? That's just asking for bad things to happen if you're driving and only looking in the rear view mirror. And it's anywhere between 550K to 950K. So if it's near the lower end, of estimate, like there's a chance Fed could cut 50 basis points. That's what the market is telling you right now. And Pablo was screaming for the last 6-8 weeks, right? for a emergency rate cut. And yes, I get it. If the Fed will panic, that means the market will panic. But it's the only thing that will save the economy. And they're still dragging their feet right now. The Fed still dragging their feet, still doing QT, even though the reverse repos with the Fed is down to zero right now. I've explained this situation before. Just Google it, guys. Reverse repos gone to zero. And basically, in my view, that means the Fed is going to end QT probably at the next meeting, September 17th, which is only like 12 days from now, or even the latest I think they'll do it is October, and that's when when they end QT is when altcoins take off. It's not exactly QE yet, but it's one big step towards QE. So what are some of the other stats we would look at? Oh, before we go that far, before I show you all the jobs report, let's have a quick update on what's happening with World Liberty Financial. Yeah, this is a message directly from Your Highness, Justin Sun. I don't know if you've been following drama, but I've updated you guys on what's happening with World Liberty Fi in my very last video. Have like a 5-second read of this. So what's happening is this guy, Justin Sun, Chinese billionaire in crypto, as I've been telling you guys, he's the founder of TRX, right, of Tron Coin, basically dumped on the community using a very sneaky method. He withheld his own coins and didn't dump those, even though he's the largest investor in World Liberty Fi. But what he did do is he dumped the coins from his other wallet, right? From his other, from his exchange. He owns 2 exchanges. One is called Poloniex, one's called Huobi, HTX. From Huobi, he basically encouraged users to deposit coins with him, and it's basically like he promises them 20% APR or APY. Like, how do you earn 20% APR? Well, you earn that by dumping on your customers. And what he did was, let me just show you guys. What he did was this. He basically dumped on his customers, and basically Justin Sun got caught red-handed. So as I was telling folks, the way I was playing it was to get in before the launch, right? Trading on futures. And I got in around the 22, 23 mark, as I was telling you guys. But then both Justin Sun and Trump boys, Eric Trump and all that, those guys, they totally screwed up. So they were only going to release 5 billion coins, but they unlocked like 25 billion coins. That's how idiotic these Trump boys are. They're not stable geniuses like their father, obviously. So we can see that it basically, and then Justin Sun was selling in a hurry, but we can see around this area, this 21 cent area, that's basically a major support level that was broken, and now resistance level. But now I've just started dipping my toes into buying a little bit more because, so folks can see here, that's my buy. So I just saw this dip. I thought the support level is around this 17.5 cents. It wicked below, but can go as low as 17.2, as we can see. That's this bottom. So I thought, okay, we'll wick below here, and this is actually, in my opinion, what I would call a bull flag. So this is a short-term bull flag. I'm looking at this on the 1 hour chart. So I think this is a short-term flagpole, bull flag, wick down, right? Fake out. I mean, you can see in due time, a day or two from now, if I got this right or not. And here's my buy, and thinking it bounces like this. Big resistance at 21 cents. A lot of sell pressure there. Maybe bounce back to 19 cents and then bounce up. So Justin Sun has apologized. He's coming out to say, I will do market buys of $10 million each on this World Liberty Fi coin. And, I think the market's going to try to squeeze him because his coins got locked by, if you've been following the news, by Eric Trump and the boys. So he doesn't have any coins to pay back his customers. He's going to have to buy those coins back, more than 10 mil. He's going to need to market buy more than 10 mil, or else he would have pissed off Trump. You don't want to do that if you're Justin Sun. You don't want to piss off Donald Trump. So this was my trade on futures using just 1x leverage on Bitunix, but now they've listed the spot, so I'm buying on spot as well. I think that the pessimism and the shock has gone far enough. I think it's time for it to bounce. So let's see what happens. Now, to the job situation. US job situation, why I think blow off top and altcoin season is coming is because, look, let me just show you guys a number of charts. Okay, so this is the Challenger report, advanced job cuts. So basically, this is the number of job cuts, people being fired, right? It surged to 890,000, almost 1 million people being laid off. And that was the highest since COVID. I mean, obviously COVID level is disastrous, so we don't want it to hit that. But since the COVID recovery, this has been, the highest so far, around Feb and March. I suspect, but it has gone down since then. It was highest around Feb or March. I suspect this is actually caused by Doge. Remember Donald Trump and what's his name, and Elon Musk doing Doge, Department of Government Efficiency. I know you've forgotten that already, but that's what I think it was. So this is the Conference Board Consumer Confidence. When they ask consumer confidence, how confident are you confident that there will be more jobs or fewer jobs in next 6 months? The amount of people answering fewer jobs has obviously spiked up, and we can see this is this is 20%, 25, 30%. 25%, 30%, 35%. So something like 25%, 26% people are saying we're going to see fewer jobs in the next 6 months. So consumer confidence is down. They're going to spend less. This is as bad as 2012. This was the worst number since 2012 in terms of consumer confidence. This was the COVID spike. So again, you might say the consumer may not know what's going to happen next, but if they feel bad, they're not going to spend much. So that's another warning. Here's another one. This is from the Federal Reserve of Philadelphia website, the Fed. This is the employed, usually working full-time civilian workforce. So full-time workers, amount of full-time workers in the economy. And it's basically, we also see it dipping, right? We also see it dipping. Basically, we can see that every time we have full-time workers being cut. This was the 1983 recession. We see then, these gray bars are recessions. When full-time workers are cut, recession starts. When full-time workers start going down, we see recession. When full-time workers start going down, we see recession, right? Full-time workers going down even predicted the COVID recession. And now we see full-time workers going down again. Remember, this is what they call the business cycle, right? Every time, right, jobs go up, up, full-time. This is not part-time, right? Full-time only, right? And then they start coming down a little bit, right? Recession. Business cycle bottoms, right? Then full-time jobs start increasing, then start falling a little bit, just a little bit, because the cycle has turned down, right? The bear market for jobs, if you want to call it that, bear market for jobs started, recession. Fed cuts rates and full-time jobs goes up again, stalls, starts falling, recession, right? Okay, 2009, GFC, then Fed cuts rates to zero, unlimited QE, right? The job situation gets, into bull market again. jobs start declining again, just a little bit, recession. And then boom, jobs come back. And then by 2023, it starts going down, 2024, 25, keeps on going down. So would you be surprised if we see another gray bar here saying recession starts? And could be a massive, massive gray bar. This is how I see it playing out. But before the market realizes it's recession just yet, then we should have one more final blow off top. That's what I mean by blow off top to the upside. Bitcoin to top, once again, I'll say September to November. So we're inside that time zone already. I'm thinking one more leg up, anywhere between 140K to 165K. Technically, it's already hit my target. Above 120, I said is my minimum target to qualify for a blow off top. Because remember, guys, I made this call when Bitcoin was around like in the 80s. So, and then altcoins and stocks to top about 2 to 4 weeks after Bitcoin top. Right, so it's going to be interesting next few weeks. Thank you for your time. I'll keep you guys updated.